2004 to 2010 Toyota Sienna rear blower motor replacement. What's up, everybody? I'm in a 2004 Toyota Sienna, and when I turn on my rear air for my kids or my rear passengers, this button right here, it lights up, but no air comes out the back vents. This is a problem that started intermittently and then it just got worse. The blower motor for the back is right here. You can actually smack the back panel and sometimes it'll turn back on, but it's definitely a blower motor. Here's my part number. This is a Toyota part number. This is for a 2004. Here it is. For some reason, the 2004 has its own part number and part. It's right here. But then if you have a 2005 to 2010, you can get this one right here on Amazon. There's a lot more options on Amazon. So if you have an 04, you have to get like a specific motor. But then 05 to 010, you have like a wide range of motors you can get. I'll link them all below. Okay, so here's my blower motor. This is what it looks like. It has a little ground wire on it right here and a plug. So I'm going to show you guys how to replace this. This panel has to come off, which kind of sucks, but it's not that bad. So what you want to do is just kind of lift up this bottom panel right here on your near your trunk, and we're going to just gently grab this panel and kind of wiggle it and pull it forward to pop the panels loose. Now these clips right here, these cargo net clips, I use this tool to get them off. Honestly, this is the worst part of the job. I could not figure out how to get these clips off easily and smoothly to show you. I kind of had to mangle it to get it off. They do sell these on Amazon as well. They're expensive though. They're like 20 bucks, but if you end up messing yours up, just get a new one. It's a lot more easier than trying to get them off, in my opinion. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this panel and wiggle it and pull it towards myself. Wiggling is your friend. And a plastic pry bar tool can help, interior tool. It could be used to kind of break this loose, but if you just wiggle this and pull it forward, it'll kind of come out. There's a couple of parts that are going to need to come off for this whole panel to come off, but you can kind of get it mostly loose by wiggling and pulling it forward yourself. Alright, so it's not supposed to come off right now. We're just kind of getting it loose where we can. Now let's go ahead and get this seat belt off. Remove the seatbelt cover, bolt cover. You can just pop it off like that, and then it is a 14mm socket. Remove the bolt. When you remove the bolt, the seatbelt won't want to just pop off. You'll have to wiggle the seatbelt and pop it off of the grommet. Okay, then this little panel piece can come off right here, and it serves as a good spot to hold the overall panel and pull it forward, and to hold it when you're carrying it out if you wish. Now there's a wire right here. This blue and white wire connector needs to be unplugged. Go ahead and unplug that, and then this will start to come loose a little bit, and you can kind of see back there. We also have another cargo net clip right here. This is the second of both. I had to get it off right here. Remove the weather seal and then kind of get behind the panel maybe and remove this clip. I don't have a good way to show you to get those clips off, guys. Sorry, but you'll just have to use common sense to get them off. And then once that's off, you can kind of pull this panel and shake it and pull it forward. And then on the bottom, there is a courtesy lamp. So pull this foot panel up, kind of wiggle and pull it up, and then we'll squeeze this out like that. And then push this courtesy light panel out, disconnect it. We'll go and remove this and set it to the side. Alright, now you should be able to wiggle and pull this whole panel out. Be careful not to scratch it or break it. If something is stuck, do not force it. Do not rage rip it off the car. Just go ahead and remove it very carefully. Bring it out the back and set it somewhere safely where it won't get damaged. Here's what the car looks like without that main panel on. Here's our blower motor right here. We're going to need to remove the air duct. The air duct is held on by two clips. There's one right here and one in the back. They're removed by pushing the center pin down, and then the clip will loosen, and you could use a clip tool or a flathead screwdriver to just pop it out. Save these because we will reuse them. Try not to lose them. Pop them out. Once those are off, you could gently wiggle the air duct upwards and pull it out towards yourself. Set it aside somewhere safe. And here's our blower motor. It has multiple wires connected to it. So we're going to disconnect all these wire connectors. Take a picture if it will help you remember where everything goes. A small flathead comes in handy. I'm going to remove the wire connectors to get the wire harnesses out of the way. There's a wire harness guide right here. I'm just going to pop off to free up some room so the blower motor can come out safely. Go ahead and remove the main power connector on the blower motor. There's a small tab you compress and then you just push it up. Watch out for these pipes, they could be hot, especially if the car is running. And then just disconnect all these power connectors right here by compressing the tiny tab in the center and then lifting the whole connector outwards away from the connector. Remove the ground. Okay, after that, we should be able to just remove the blower motor by removing the 3 screws. The 3 screws can be removed with a flathead or a Torx bit. I prefer the Torx bit, but it's a T20 Torx bit. This is what I use to get the screws off. Save the screws, be careful not to lose them, and be careful not to strip out the plastic that it mounts to. Once you get the screws out, we could grab the blower motor and then gently maneuver it outwards. You might have to remove another wire if it's in the way during removal. Remove this blower motor. Here it is right here. And now we can look at our new one. Our new one comes with a new ground. And we will put this in. It only goes in one way. You will need to match up the mounting holes with the holes on the air box. Carefully line up the holes. Okay, and then we will put our screws in. When you tighten the screws, you don't want to do crazy tight because you may strip out the plastic that the screws go into. So I recommend just snug on the screws. After the screws are installed and your blower motor is in place, we could reinstall all the wire harness connectors that we disconnected. Again, if you take a picture beforehand, it makes it easy to know where all the wire harnesses go so you don't get nothing mixed up. All of these harnesses, I believe, they'll only plug into their correct connector. So I'm going to plug these in right here and here. All right, and then the blue and white wire was not from the blower motor, that's from the one from before. I put the wire harness guide back in place. Now we could test it out, turn the key on, and turn the rear AC button on. You should hear this blower motor turn on, and then after like 5 seconds, you should feel air coming from the rear vents. Plenty air, nice flow, and that will, make sure that we prove that the motor is working. Now we're going to put this air duct back on. The air duct, just slide it over its hole and slide it down into place, and then once it's back in place, we'll put these we will put the plastic connectors in place. Push the center pin upwards to release the clip, and then you'll be able to put it back into the mounting hole, and then push the pin down into the clip, and then it'll lock the clip holding the duct. It's also a good opportunity right now to clean your door panel if it's been a while. I used a magic eraser and some Dawn Power soap, and I cleaned up food or debris that's been on there for a while. Before we put it back on, make sure you got all your turquoise clips back in place. Sometimes they fall off or they're missing, so I would recommend replacing those if you don't have any. I'll link some below. So I got my clips back in for the air duct. I just want to make sure everything looks good before I come and put the panel in. Alright, so I'm going to put the panel in. Make sure that you don't have the seat belt behind the panel when you're installing it, and make sure nothing's out of the way. It's going to block you. So we'll go ahead and put this panel in. You want to line up the bottom of it first. Get the bottom of it underneath the foot panels. I would recommend starting with that. So just kind of get like this back one in place, and then you'll kind of see the pink clips and the turquoise clips line up. Make sure your seat belt's out of the way. We will also connect this blue and white wire connector into place. Connect that. And then we could start lining up the clips and pushing it into place. If something's not lining up right, be patient and find out why. Don't just rage slam the panel. We'll line these up here and just push the pink clips into the holes. It should look as it did before we took it apart. The mass of it has clips on it too, so push that in place. Then we'll put our seatbelt on. Put the seatbelt on the grommet, the white grommet first, and then put your bolt in. We'll put the bolt in right here and tighten it down. I don't have a torque spec for you, I'm sorry, but snug plus a quarter turn on the seatbelt is suffice. Put this bolt cover back on. The clips, we'll put these back in place. They're very difficult. I would just wiggle and push them in and wiggle and push them in. Perhaps tap on them with a rubber mallet. The clips defeated me. I'm sorry, I don't have a solid example to show you about the clips. But then we'll just put, you know, when you have like a panel like this, make sure the side panel goes underneath the foot panels. I'll plug this courtesy lamp connector back in. And we'll line this up right here. Put that in place. The weather seal on the side is you're gonna push that back into place. Sometimes it'll just want to come off, so I recommend getting the top of the weather seal in place first and then pushing it on. These are kind of a pain in the butt, so if it keeps coming loose a little bit on you, the weather seal I'm talking about, then just, you know, they do that. So we'll put this cover back on right here. That cover is the shock bolt cover, the shock nuts cover. And then if you had to take your jacks, tools out, you could put those back in. But that's it, guys. Hopefully this video helped you out. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. That's all the information I got for you. The rest of the video is just some products and other stuff I got going on. Totally up to you if you want to stick around. I got a 15% off Oxido.com promo code. Now, Oxido has a bunch of products, but what they're mostly known for is they're really good aftermarket headlights. So if you got an older car, 80s, 90s, 2000s, even a newer car, if it has a bulb, they probably got an upgraded bulb for you. You may have seen aftermarket LED headlights on Amazon, but the thing, I'm not going to say any names, but the thing is, they have a lot of issues. Sometimes they start to flicker after a few months, or they get hot and the LED burns off. These are available on Amazon. You can get them there. However, if you go to the website and use the promo code GearmoAuto, you can get 15% off. It's really easy. All you got to do is go to the website on your phone or your computer and then put in what kind of car you have, what year, make and model, you know, that stuff, and then it'll display to you all of the available lights for your vehicle. You can get headlights, tail lights, interior lights. Highly recommend getting some good interior lights. You'll be surprised how bright it is. So just type GearmoAuto in at the checkout and you'll get 15% off.
Pretty good.